All right, everyone. So here we are ranking all of Mozart's piano sonatas from 1 through 18. So starting off, we have number 1 in C major, and here Mozart starts off quite strong. So for this one here, I'm going to put it in B tier. First movement is very catchy. Third movement's quite strong as well. Lots of catchy moments. Second movement, the slow movement, I think it's the same thing with a lot of his piano sonatas. The slow movements don't really capture me. They're always just kind of there. I think Haydn, in his keyboard writing, his slower movements do tend to be more pretty or more interesting. Now, with the second one in F major, it's kind of the opposite. The first movement isn't as strong in my opinion. The third movement, very strong, very catchy. The second movement, the slow movement, the adagio, is the best movement out of the entire sonata. And this one's also strong as well, so I'm going to put it in B tier. Now, number 3 in B flat major, in my opinion, is the weakest of all of his piano sonatas. First movement, I don't care for. Second movement, I don't care for. And same thing with the third movement. I just do not care for this sonata at all. But here's the interesting thing about it. The writing in it is still quite strong. If this were any of his contemporaries, it would be labeled a very strong sonata. But this is Mozart, and he is a step above everyone else in his era. So for that, I am going to put it in D tier. I do believe this is his weakest sonata, and these rankings are merely my opinion. Now, number 4, in E flat major, starting off with a slow adagio, which is a bit different than conventional sonata form. Outside of the slow adagio, I really like the sonata. It's a lot of fun. The minuet for the second movement and the allegro are a lot of fun. It's just a pleasure to listen to. I really do like this sonata outside of the first movement, which is just same thing, just kind of there. So another B tier here. And then we have number 5 in G major. This is one of my favorite sonatas of his. First movement, just a very pretty theme. Second movement, it's one of his stronger, slower movements in my opinion. And the third movement, just a very nice fast presto, nice presto with some very nice textures in there, some nice off rhythms. Yeah, just a very strong sonata. So I'm quite comfortable putting this one in A tier. And then we have number 6 in D major, and this one's just fine. First movement, it's pretty typical of him. Very fanfare-like opening. Slow movements, a very interesting rondo. And then the third movement, I think this is kind of where he falters. Theme and variations, but I think it just goes on a bit too long for my tastes. Good sonata, just not my cup of tea. It's going in C tier. And then we have number 7 in C major. It's all right. The first movement's fine. One of his shorter ones. And then the second and third movement, I don't really care for, especially the third movement. It just goes on way too long. And I don't think the theme's particularly interesting. So for this one, another D tier. Solid sonata, but this is Mozart, and he is a cut above the rest of his contemporaries, so I'm going to be keeping that into consideration. So D tier for there. And then we have number 8 in A minor, and this one's an easy S tier. Probably his best sonata, except for one, which you will be seeing shortly here. But just continuing on with the A minor, every movement is an absolute masterpiece. Very strong keyboard textures. Just an amazing sonata and overall. Just an amazing sonata overall. Especially the first movement just opens up with that tritone there clashing in the opening. Just very strong. So I'm not going to say too much about it. And then we have number 9 in D major. Another one of my personal favorites. Every movement's amazing. And this one's a bit different from Mozart's typical sonatas in that I actually do like the slow movement. So every single movement in this sonata, in my opinion, is very good. Very good. So I'm quite comfortable putting this one in S tier as well. And now number 10 in C major. It's fine. I don't think it's amazing nor bad. I'm quite comfortable putting this one as another one in B tier. Not good enough to be A tier, but not low enough to be C tier. Then we have number 11 in A major. Now I think everyone assumes I'm going to put this in S tier. I am not. I'm going to put it in A tier though. It is a very strong sonata of his. For me, it's not, there's something missing in it for it to be S tier. So I know that's going to be my most controversial opinion. It's not an automatic S tier, but it is what it is. And then we have number 12 in F major. Of all of Mozart's piano sonatas, this one is my favorite. Number 12 in F major. This one is Mozart at his best. He combines simplicity and complexity almost magically. This is him at his best. The themes are very simple, but what he does with them are just magic in my opinion. Then we have number 13 in B flat major. Again, a very strong sonata. Not good enough to be S tier in my opinion, but it is an easy A tier. Definitely a cut above B. And then we have number 14 in C minor. A lot of people think very highly of this sonata. I think the first movement's really good. I don't care for the second and third movement as much as a lot of other Mozart enthusiasts. But I can still recognize that it's a strong sonata, even if I don't personally care for it as much as everybody else. So I'm going to put this in B tier. Then we have number 15 in F major, and this one's quite a bit different from all of his other sonatas. It still sits in the realm of the classical period, but there's quite a bit of contrapuntal writing in the keyboard textures. It's a very laid-back sonata, and I like it, but if I had to pick from any of his sonatas to listen to all the way through, this is going to be one of the last ones I would pick. It's definitely above D tier, but I don't like it enough to put it in B tier, so it's going in C. Then we have, speaking of C, number 16 in C major, the Sonata Facile. Definitely his most famous sonata. A lot of people really like it. Most piano students, when they're up at the level where they can start playing longer pieces, longer movements, and full-fledged sonatas, they start out with this one, and it's very good. It's very good. I'm going to put it in A tier. I don't think it's long enough to be put in S tier, but it's just very solid. It's definitely a cut above B tier, but not good enough to be in S tier. And this is not just my personal opinion. I think there would be a lot of people that would put it in S tier, but it's just not there for me. And then we have number 17 in B flat major. This one's fine. I think it can be a bit dull at times. The first movement, it's just trickles around the B flat major triad, the key of the piece. So I would put this in B, but I'm gonna have to put it in C just because I don't think the theme, honestly, of the first movement is all that interesting. And then we have 18 in D major. Definitely his hardest sonata, especially that first movement there. And it's good. I don't really have much to say about it. I'm going to put it in B tier. And I'm just going to leave it at that there. So these are my rankings for Mozart's piano sonatas 1 through 18, and take everything I say with a grain of salt here, because Mozart is my favorite composer, and I do love vast majority of all of his keyboard work. So if I speak poorly in one, it's just within the Mozart realm that he is definitely a cut above all of his contemporaries there. So if I rank one poorly there, if any other composer would have written it, for example, the 3 in B flat or 7 in C, the 2 in D tier there, they would be strong sonatas by any other composer in that time period. So yeah, just something to keep in mind. Anyways, I hope you enjoy this video. Please leave a like and share, and consider subscribing. Thank you very much.